Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stand Up Speakeasy. My name is Sareth Ney, and this is the Secret Society of Stand Up Comics. And I bring comics from coast to coast and sometimes Poland to the show. And so, without further ado, my guest today is Ann Walker. How are you, Ann? How are you?
I'm doing great, Sarah. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for being my guest today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. It's a whole lot of fun. I enjoy doing this. It started in the pandemic, and it's just hundreds interviews later, I'm still at it. So it's pretty cool.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
Indeed. I just bring it out every once in a while whenever I have like the festival and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just keep it going after the fest too, because I just paid $25 to, uh,
I'll be
make it
watching.
look fancier. So indeed,
Hmm.
good stuff. So, and you're a traveling comedian for over 20 years, not 20, 10 years.
Love it. I do feel that way, but
Indeed, it ages you so quick. So,
I know. I'm only 8. It's crazy.
for sure. Indeed. So, like, how have those 10 years been?
It's been an adventure and a half. I have gotten to go places that I never actually really thought that I'd go and do comedy, meet some amazing people, and just have a good time, you know?
Indeed. What are some of your favorite places you performed?
Tennessee was definitely one of them. And to me, honestly, one of my most dangerous places that I've been to too, because and you see the car commercials and stuff where they have the driving course and the road is all like squiggly up, squiggly down, and they say, "Don't do this at home. This is only for professional drivers." They got those roads from Tennessee because
Oh,
their roads are unbelievable, and then they go up cliffs and they're winding and real narrow and stuff, and heart palpitations the whole time. But it was great. And
and
moonshine everywhere. Just some
wow,
real moonshine. It's crazy. Whiskey and moonshine.
good stuff. I've only been to Memphis, and I went to Graceland, but I didn't do stand up there. But I had to hang out with my cousins for like 2 weeks before I came to Florida. But it wasn't bad.
I haven't been to Memphis, but I do have an uncle that lives there.
Oh, awesome. Yep. DJ Paul from 36 Mafia. He's They're from Memphis. He crashed my interview once in Jacksonville, and he was
Really?
Yeah, I'll send you the clip. In the same interview, like Violent J from ICP crashed it too. I was like, "The Lord, you guys, I'm trying to conduct an interview here. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, and it went to 17. I'm like, I'm trying to do business here, size." Oh
But yeah,
man,
good stuff. So
indeed, they're all good folks though. They were goofy, so you're always and ever funny, and and that's why I'm bringing you to the festival this year. And what does it mean to you to perform at Strathfest this year?
I am excited to perform at the Sareth Fest this year. It was a great deal of fun the last time. It's going to be a great deal of fun this time. And I get to see you, and I get
Yeah,
to see Wu Man Chu.
indeed.
Good
We're
time.
gonna.
Huh?
It's gonna be a wild time for sure.
Oh man, I'm excited. I really am. Get out there and have some more fun and meet some new comedians and get some more stage time and enjoy, and hang out with old friends and meet new friends.
Oh yeah, and we're all gonna get lanyards too, so that way you don't have to go up to someone and say, "Are you a comedian?" Because that's how everyone
Yes,
is,
you are.
right? And so yeah, it's gonna be like they say at all festivals there's like gonna be VIP, which is all of us. There's gonna be bookers, there's some of us, and then there's the media, which is just probably me because I'm a journalist. So I'm gonna write a review article about it and interview comics beforehand.
Awesome. I'll
So
be on my
yeah,
best P's and Q's.
there you go.
No, I won't.
It's,
I won't. I'm not gonna lie.
indeed. We're gonna have It's just gonna be a party. And then for the first time this year I'm gonna start like early blocks like an 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. because I know people drive far from like Melbourne and whatever in Jacksonville. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if you guys want to go up early, you can go up early and kick it and relax, and you can get an extra 5 minutes of mic time if you want. So you can do 15 minutes altogether. So it's gonna be a whole lot of
Ooh.
fun. Yeah, I know those minutes are important. So
The minutes, they are so important. You can get such
in
a message across with minutes, yes.
For sure. Indeed. Awesome. So we're raising for this interview. We're raising the charity, the Black Veterans Project. And why did you pick the Black Veterans Project?
Well, unbeknownst to a lot, I myself am a black veteran. And
Oh,
it's It's almost a travesty. No, let's not lie. Nope. It is an absolute travesty how veterans are mistreated, and particularly veterans of color, because it's a lot of us go. I like me personally. I can't speak for everyone, but I know part of my story I'll share. I started at one VA until another one opened. I had appointments that got canceled that I never even canceled. Like the center was canceling appointments and blaming me for it. And so then they would have to set my appointments further out because they thought I just was no call, no showing. I went through 8 different mental health professionals because they would leave and not tell anybody, and then they'd send me somewhere else. And that's just a minute amount of things that go on that nobody really knows about, and then the care just falls under the table. It really does, and it's pretty sad. So voices need to be heard, things need to happen, particularly in our communities, and that's why I want to help. I'm
Thank you so
helping, and then I
much.
don't want to help. I'm helping. How about that?
Indeed, and thank you so much for fighting for our freedom, and we got to take care of every veteran out there like after they come home, because it's going to be a tough transition, and so I'm
It
glad
has
that
been for a lot. Yeah.
we're raising funds for the Black Veterans Project and all that good stuff. The links in the description box below. You can also donate to Anne's Venmo in there too, and follow her on social media.
Do
So
it. Do it.
indeed, awesome. So Anne, these are the like the usual questions I ask all the comics that I've interviewed, like so far, and like we'll update your questions from the time that I interviewed you, from way back when, because your answers might have
Okay.
changed.
They
So
probably
that
have. I don't even remember how long it was, but let's do it. I'm ready.
awesome. So Anne, what inspired you from stand up comedy?
What inspired me to do stand up comedy? My life. My whole entire life. Um, I have always been one of those type of kids that was into books. I would climb trees and just read books and observe. I would always observe things that went on around me and found things I guess not normal people would find funny. I'd find funny. So I was like, people need to know this. I don't think you guys see the funny in this that I'm seeing. And all my friends would be like, yeah, yeah, it makes sense that you do comedy, totally. you know?
Indeed. And what was it feeling like when you first performed stand up?
Hmm. It was surreal. It was almost like I did it, but I didn't realize I had done it, you know? Because I didn't go to the club itself anticipating doing comedy at all. I was going to watch my friends do their thing. I didn't even know what an open mic was. So I got called on stage and I was like, wait, what? Me? Oh, ooh, somebody's getting it when I get off. So I got on
Yeah.
stage and I just talked. People laughed. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then when I got off stage, I was like, that was really cool. But I had no like
Indeed.
anticipation. I'm going to do this. But it was fun. A lot of fun.
Indeed. I'm glad I was like I I just I went on stage at my own at my own will, I guess you could say. So it was embarrassing, and then I turned into Wu Manchu because I got so nervous, and then I did came back into the venue like with my Rage Against the Machine shirt instead, and the guy goes, "Hey, I need that superhero to do 5 more minutes, because we need to fill some more time." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about,
What's
dude."
that?
Yeah.
Over the
He goes, "Are you
two.
his manager?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm his manager. So are you pulling an Andy Kaufman on me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pulling an Andy Kaufman on you." Oh goodness. Oh man. So and what are your favorite comedy specials and comedy record albums?
Ooh, I know that's changed. I've got so many. Joe Coy, like I love all of his stuff is good. I've gotten more into Dan Cummings. I just recently watched his on YouTube. It's trying to get better. That man had me laughing from beginning to end. I've watched him evolve from where he started to where he is, and I've done that with a lot of comedians. Trevor Noah, from where he's come to where he is right now, he's always good to laugh, and he's always informative as well. Um, what is her last name? I mess up her last name every time. Nikki. Schlesinger.
Oh,
Schles-
Eliza Schlesinger.
Like, yeah, she's got the long blonde ponytail. I like her because she's so matter of fact and she just tells it like it is, and she's so funny. I like her, and I love Wanda Sykes forever and always. You know,
Indeed,
heck yeah,
for
and
sure.
Yamanika. Yamanika's coming up there, and she's doing really good, and she's always funny too. Yamanika
In,
Sandi.
for sure. And like yeah, that Joe Coy, he's pretty awesome. Like he did that little shout out for me, and I sent you that link. I was like,
Yes, I remember that.
that's like a stamp of approval from the guy. And then I got to interview Dan Cummings when he was in Jacksonville at the Comedy Zone, and that's on the YouTube channel too. So I get to pick his brain, and these are the same questions I asked him. So he had some really cool like answers. So
Nice. Or have you
indeed,
seen Josh Johnson? Josh Johnson's funny as heck too. Him and
uh,
Josh Johnson is. If you get a chance to watch some of his stuff, because he's also very cerebral and super super funny.
wow, good
Yep.
stuff. Send me all those links. Hopefully they're all on YouTube because I don't have any streaming services because everyone's striking and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna be a part of this. I'm just gonna
So you
walk
stay in
away.
Canada and the whole thing. All right, that's nice.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Yep. Indeed, and like Spotify doesn't pay anybody, like you got to make point 0.003 to make whatever. And I'm like, you know what? None of that. I'm just gonna put all my
You know
stuff.
what?
I'm
I feel like a
exclusive to
total
YouTube.
sellout because I have all of it. All of
Oh,
it.
it adds up. It like
It
per month.
does. It
Yep.
does. But it's not just me, so I don't feel bad. You know.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm.
As long as you're sharing passwords.
Yeah, shh, don't tell
Okay,
nobody. Like
won't tell them.
911.
Indeed. So
Everyone is thoroughly entertained.
indeed, and man, some of them have been on TV and film, and I want to know like your favorite sitcom sketches and comedy films are.
Mm. Mm. Oh. Right. There's so many. All the Wayans stuff, hands down. Um, because the In Living Color, when that came out in the '90s, there's been nothing since like it. It was just one of my very, very favorites. I watched the Astronomy Club, which was funny. Key and Pill, always hilarious. Um, what is it? Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Charlie Day, freaking ridiculous. Like I love that dude. So and Modern Family. I haven't watched it as much, but I still kind of do. You know, yeah.
Indeed. Yep. And let's see here. And comedy films.
Comedy films. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I've been watching a lot of Kevin Hart stuff. Man in Toronto. If you haven't seen it, it's funny. Uh, Me Time with him. Uh, and him and The Rock, just all the time, forever and
Yeah,
always. You know, the
for sure.
Jumanjis. You know,
Awesome. Yeah, like Kevin Hart, like he had that Heart of the City, and it took place in Memphis, and one of them did. And like my buddy Mo Alexander, he was on my festival. And then we brought him to Daytona one time, and he's such a great guy. And you got to look up Mo Alexander if you ever get the chance to see some good stand up.
will do,
He
will do.
he got a standing ovation at the Nog, and it was like the rare thing that ever happens because
That's
it's awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. And so let's see here. Uh, if you can go on tour with any comedian, locally and internationally known, which comedians would you like to go on tour with?
How many do I get?
Let's go with one local and one international.
All right. Uh, I would go Joe Coy, definitely like international comedy, like because he's doing theaters, and that's my goal, like to sell out arenas and theaters like that. Um, who would I go on tour with locally? Who would I go on tour with locally? Who would I go on tour with locally? There's so many good local comedians, so that makes it hard.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Hmm. Get back to me on that one. I'm gonna have to pass. Pass.
Okay.
I have 30 seconds left on the clock. Okay, I'll pass.
Sounds good. And so yeah, Melbourne has a really good scene. It's just and like the Brevard scene is just. That was like so hard for me to pick like just a few from that scene and a few from Orlando and Daytona. It's like, golly, this is just tough. So that's why I
Yeah,
made
why
it
do you
like
have to? And came back and like there's a whole new just a whole new budding comedy scene and it's
yeah,
just taken off and it's really nice, you know? Some
yeah.
things I could do without, but there are other things that are just blooming and I love to watch it, love to see it, you know?
It is the Space Coast. It's like 3, 2, 1, blast off, and yeah,
That is true. That is true.
yep, indeed. And so if you can get roasted by 5 comedians, top 5 dead or alive, which ones would you like to get roasted by?
Ooh, there's this guy Reggie Cush who I watch, and he's been on Wild 'N Out. He's good. I mean, I know he'd have me crying laughing. Him, Jeff Ross, the King of Roasts, who will do that. Dead and Alive,
Yep.
Red Fox, Bernie Mac, uh, and Mom's Mabley. I believe she would roast the shit out of me.
Good combo there. I love it. And let's see here. Where do you see your comedy journey in the next 5 years?
I see my comedy growing and budding and becoming more substantial because I think before I was doing it more for fun, and it is fun, you know. And there was a message, but it wasn't like a message. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, laugh, have a good time. Yes, absolutely, laughing, have a good time. But I feel there's more substance to be had and more, I think, more power to be told. You know, more power behind the comedy. And I've been redoing my material. I've been practicing more, and I feel like I'm a stronger comedian than I was. And I like the growth process. So I see myself in 5 years killing it, just killing it.
One
And
hundred
I also
percent.
want to do like I also want to do film. I also want to be on commercials and stuff. So if anybody can use a freckle faced kid, I'm in there. I'm in there.
Indeed. That was going to be my next question, too. Like, which other forms of comedy would you like to venture off into? So, pretty much answered that question with like
I
improv,
had my
sketch.
psychic powers going. That's what happened. It was
Yep.
I felt it. You know,
Professor X is channeling. So,
he's my dad. I didn't tell anybody. No.
I won't. Indeed. And what's your favorite joke a comic has ever written?
mm, gosh. Okay. Okay. Um, I'm going back to Joe Coy because I love when he talks about his mom and the Wii playing tennis.
Yeah.
He's like, my mom thinks it's a real bowling alley. She puts her hands out like there's a thing here to blow her hands dry and get a towel, you know. And the whole way he described it, I was like, this just had me laughing. She's like, it's strike. No, play something else. Try something else, Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. That's good stuff. Oh man, he's like, and I love like when he like he does all the accents of all the Asians, and he's so on point. Like
He
everyone has a
did.
different accent, so
The
he's
funny thing is, and I hate to say it, I only knew like a couple. And then he did like Singapore, and I was like, he's wow. It's just funny. You didn't even
yeah,
think about it.
indeed. Like all his special on Netflix are just amazing, and he
Amazing.
definitely he's put in the work for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he has. And it's funny because he's Filipino. My aunt is Filipino, and to talk about that, it just made me laugh because I was like, wait till she gets older. I'm gonna see her with that person, those glasses, and I'm gonna be like, I knew it, I knew it.
indeed. Oh man, and the little pot for everything. And, like, oh, the Cambodians are the same way. It's like we wash our butt with that pot too.
It's obble.
Uh, yep. Oh man, that thing comes in handy everywhere. So yeah. And so, what experience would you like your audience to take with them after a set is over?
Oh, that you don't need to take things so seriously. Life is serious enough, you know, and especially if you're coming to a comedy show, be ready to laugh. Just be ready to relax and laugh because I guess that's why you're there. I hope so. So
Yep.
just while you're here, worries at the door. Be free. Be free.
Be free. Absolutely. And so we'll come back to this the question like which local comic would you like to go on tour
I was hoping you forgot. Um,
with?
hmm, uh, I did have time to think about it. I ought to be better. Local comic that's touring right. There's so many. There's so many. It's ridiculous. Okay. You know what? Jacoby Bruton. Jacoby Bruton. He and I used to hit different places in Orlando, like all over the place, and did comedy and stuff. Jersey, and all that. And we, I know he's a good road dog. I know he brings it and he's serious about what he does, serious in comedy, and it's good. It's good to have somebody like family to hit the road with. So
Indeed, for sure. And
yeah.
he's everywhere too. It's like, man, what a lucky guy. We were on a podcast with Eric Feeling and Zach Stacks once, and we were
Yay!
just being goofy. And I was like, oh man, there's like an audio clip that we had that's like it was like I don't know, a 12-minute talk, and it had like 1,000 views, and I kept on pushing it on Facebook, and I'll send you the link because it's so filthy, and it's
Yeah,
just like
seriously.
we were losing our minds on there, so it was crazy. And like the offensive line makes you say some wild things because it's the offensive line, so
Aha, okay.
yeah, we are wild. I tell you what, it's great. And that's my favorite memory of me and Jacoby and like the fellas, and good stuff,
That's
good
awesome.
people.
Heck
Yep,
yeah.
yep. And Ann,
Okay.
so this is the this secret society of stand up comics, this stand up speakeasy, and what I do is like you nominate 5 comics in your scene that you'd like to be on a future episode of the stand up speakeasy.
Awesome. Go now. Go.
Yep.
Poof. One.
Yeah.
Shira and da-na-na, Shidoshi. Poof. Two. Preach Carter. He's actually pretty funny. He's new on the scene. This guy's not. He's unstoppable. He's really fun to watch. Poof. Ants Rants. That guy is hilarious as well. He's a whole different spin on comedy. He's super funny. Um, there's this guy Mo. I can't remember his last name. Doggone it. But his energy, he's a pleasure to be around. He's got good energy and good comedy. There's a comedian Jonathan. I cannot remember his last name either at the time. I'm terrible with it, but he's also very funny as well. So those top five. I'm gonna have to find some connection to get them to you, but yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Awesome. So from the top 1 to 5 again. I know that.
Okay. Shira Shidoshi, Preach Carter, Ants Rants, Mo. I don't remember his last name, and Jonathan. I don't remember his last name. Yeah.
For sure. As soon as you do, send me them. Send them my way. I know Preach already, and I know Ants Fans already, so we're connected. But yeah,
Cool.
I as soon as like the dust settles after the festival, I'm just gonna start interviewing comics because sometimes I'm just getting too old, and I don't want to go to mics, and some of these shows don't pay us. So it's like so, but it's okay. It's I need to take it easy, but I need to kind of want to move again and just like do stand up where it's like more closer to me. It'd be great. 'Cause, like I'm an
Yeah.
hour from each direction. I'm like I'm tired of these long drives.
Wow, man. Jeez,
Yeah,
that's hard.
it is for sure. And that's about
You
it,
can do it.
really. So oh,
You can do it.
I can do it for sure. I believe in myself. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. So
You that's right, damn it.
yeah.
On your mirror.
Indeed. So yeah, donate to Anne's Venmo and help her out with her comedy journey, and donate to the Black Veterans Project as well. And
Money people needing money too.
indeed, and so oh, plug in your shows too, Anne. Future shows
Yeah,
you
my
got
shows.
coming up.
Well, right now I've got a show going on October 6th at Sareth Fest, Daytona Beach. Y'all come out, come see it. It's going to be a great, great time. And well, my next show is going to be in New York after that. So if you're in New York and you want to come see me, I will be there. Oh yeah, from the 11th of to the 15th of October. That's what I got going on so far.
Indeed. So follow A Walk in Peace on Instagram for all the
Yes.
information.
Yes.
And any final words you'd like to give out to the audience at home, Anne?
Boogers come out of your nose.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Booker's come out of the club.
Boogers. Oh, I'm staying out of the club. I'll be a booger. I can't do it.
Yep. They can be boogers sometimes. I'm kidding.
Hey, everybody's got boogers.
Yep.
Everybody poops boogers sometimes.
Indeed. Signing off from this Ninja Turtle, and we will see you in New York in the sewers. All right. My name is Sareth Ney.
Pizza.
Give it a Fran Walker. We're going to be at Sareth Fest this week. at the Chernog Irish Pub. Shout out to Kwan's Kitchen and K Nails and Spa and Liquid Death for all that they do too. And we will see you all at the fest. And it's free to get in, so there's no excuse.
Yes.
Come on out, Daytona. Let's have fun.
Come be festive.
Yeah.